Hey, welcome to Digital Romance TV. I'm Joe Amoia, your ambassador for love, and today we're going to be talking about compatibility. Have you ever been in a situation where you wish you had some kind of system to really know if you and the guy you were with were really compatible? Well, if so, you're going to love this video. Because a couple of weeks ago, I was doing a workshop, and one of the participants asked me, how do you know when you're really compatible? And I got to admit, it really took me by surprise because it's one of those things that we talk about all the time, but we never really take the time to identify. And so what I did, instead of giving her a knee-jerk response, I decided to take some time. And I decided to really think about it. And what I ultimately came up with is my definition of compatibility, which ultimately led me to the compatibility test. So hear me out. I define compatibility as a state where two individuals honor, enjoy, and work together in such a way that they grow as individuals and as a couple. So let me explain. Okay. The first part is when two individuals honor each other. So what do I mean by that? The reality is when you're in a relationship with another person, your choices and decisions will inadvertently affect them. So you need to be cognizant of it. In fact, both people need to be cognizant of it. You need to understand is that what you say or do and the things that you act upon are also going to affect your partner. So you can't just do what you want, when you want, and how you want it. That's not a relationship. Okay? And when you don't do those things, you're simply not compatible. So that's step number one. The second is that you need to enjoy each other. Because let's be honest, if you're going to spend the rest of your life with someone, if that's your goal, or be in a committed relationship with them, you really should enjoy being together. I mean, it makes common sense, doesn't it? And of course, that means in and out of the bedroom. So you've got to honor, you've got to enjoy. And the third part is to really know if you're compatible, is you really have to know how to work together. See, there's this thing called life. And life is going to throw some shit at you. You know what I mean? And if you're not fit and you're not prepared to work together to get through these things called life, then these speed bumps will actually cause your relationship to fall apart. And so that's the first part of the definition. Okay? The second part of the definition is that to work together in such a way where both individuals grow as individuals and as a couple. So hear me out. Okay? Life is about growth. If you were to study nature, anything in nature is either growing or dying. You're either growing or you're dying. And your relationship is either growing or dying. See, one of the biggest problems in relationships is people work really hard in the beginning. Okay, they put all their effort, all their energy, and then they take each other for granted. Okay, they stop doing what they did initially, and they stop growing, and the relationship falls apart. It's kind of like a plant. If you don't water it, you don't give it nourishment, sunlight, and proper soil, ultimately it's going to start dying. So you need to do that as individuals. You need to grow as an individual, but you also need to grow as a couple. Okay, where you come together, you nourish each other, you support each other in such a way that you grow as individuals and as a couple. So when you can do this and you can meet all these criteria, then you're compatible. And so if you're trying to figure out, are we really compatible? We've got this great chemistry, we fit really good here, but you're not really sure in these other areas, I want you to put yourself through this little test and put your relationship through this little test. I want you to figure out, do we honor each other? Do we enjoy each other? Do we work together in such a way where we grow as individuals and as a couple? And if you can say yes to all of these, then I believe you are truly compatible. But that's just what I think. I'd love to hear what you think. What's your definition of compatibility? Make sure to put it down below, and I'm sure it's going to lead to some interesting dialogue. I'll see you next week. God bless.